This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome back, everybody. So, in today's session, we are going to learn cron job. Cron job basically automate our task. It basically triggers something, and then it basically performs some automation task. So, we're gonna deep dive into how we can automate tasks and how it is handy when it comes to DevOps or other professional. So, let's get started. So, as I was saying, we were talking about the HR. Uh, let's take one job role as an HR officer. So what normally they do and what they have to do in a regular basis. I had seen a few of my brother sister are in HR role, so that's why I'm super confident what exactly their roles and regulations are. So roles and responsibilities. Okay, they need to manually see all those CVs or resumes, right? A lot of CVs and resumes. What they have to do, they have to go manually first. They need to go one by one CV, right? And they need to verify, and then they pass it to someone else, right? Watch and then response and forward. Let me move it to the right. Forward. FDW. Okay. What they have to do, go to the CVs, a lot of CVs, and then watch one by one and pass it to someone else. For example, the hire manager or the designated professional, like the programmers or the manager or the senior manager or the associate manager, whoever they are. So just imagine there are hundreds of CV in a day, right? In a larger company, obviously, they may need to go with more than 100 CVs in a day. Just imagine 700 in a week, right? So that's why. Just imagine if this is just the theoretical part. Just imagine if they had used one applications, for example, resume, uh, resume. Let's suppose resume finder or resume applications basically, or any cloud applications or any automation applications. Let's suppose AI bot or any AI applications, AI embedded resume filter applications, AI plus resume filter applications. What if they had used this kind of applications so that when applicants send all the CVs, and this system will take all those CVs, and then if they are matchable, if their skills, educational background, and each and everything are matched with the job descriptions, and it's gonna check, right? If it is a match, then it's going to respond or that basically shortlisted all those candidates, right? So this is one applications, this is one practical applications. And most of the companies nowadays, they are using, like Google, Microsoft, the giant company, they're still using this kind of system to check all those CVs, because they obviously get thousands of CVs in a day. So it's not even possible with manual reviewing and finalizing the candidate. So they use this kind of application, so this kind of bot. So in these sessions, obviously, we are not going to learn AI and resume building, but the moral of the story is how we can automate this process, basically, right? How we can automate the tedious task, complex task in Linux, so that we can save our time, and then so that we can basically technically perform all those complex tasks, right? So this was the example, this was the traditional example, and this was the basically automated examples, right? So that's why automated plays a vital role in any organizations, any companies. Okay. So we were talking about the cron job, right? Let's talk about what exactly cron job is, right? So there are few things we need to understand. Let's first go with theory, and then we're gonna jump into the practical. And I'm gonna pause the recordings in between, and I'm gonna let you follow all those commands and perform over there, because this is quite important. So okay, let's start with cron job, right? So the first thing is cron job. And one thing, before starting cron job, I'm gonna take any questions. If there are any questions, please let us know. Any questions up to now? Okay, no questions. Okay, so uh, first let's start with three terminologies in cron jobs. So the first one is cron, 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 right? Crons are basically scheduler, right? Job scheduler. But the difference is job scheduler, but these are time based. So time based means, what are time based? These are purely based on time. So they perform after some period of time. For example, they perform in a specific time frame, right? They either perform like in this hour, that hour, in this month, and this, similar to uh, Jam's job. Actually, I'm not quite familiar with Jam's jobs, but these are basically for the scheduling task, and these are basically uh, time based, basically, right? So if you have scheduled, let's say, if you have scheduled certain task to perform, right? Certain task to perform like 5 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning on let's say Sunday, then it's going to perform exactly that moment of time, right? So that's why these are time based. Normally we call it time based. So the first thing, uh, really important, what exactly corn are scheduler, and these are basically time based scheduler. So the first important thing is that. And second thing is cron job, cr or cron jobs. So what cron job is, these are the scripts. So scripts to perform certain tasks. For example, we need to type, or we need to write script, little bit of script, and then that's going to perform certain task, right? So that's why cron jobs are basically the script we're going to write like this. Look at this. How we going to do? We're going to write this kind of script, and then we're going to run. So the pattern is a little bit different. We're going to deep dive into that one, don't worry about it. So uh, the second important thing is cron job. So these are the script. And the third one is cron tab, when cron tab, cron tab. Cron tabs are basically configuration file, right? Where we're gonna write all those script, where we're gonna write all those command. Obviously, we're gonna use, or we're gonna write on some sort of file, right? So whatever the file is, that is basically the cron tab or configuration file. So this is basically conf file, configuration file. That's it. So uh, you must need to understand whenever you are starting cron job. So cron is the task scheduler, which is time based, it is unix based. Second thing is cron job, which is basically the script. And third thing is cron tab, which is basically the configuration file, right? Okay, So what exactly cron do? They perform certain tasks. How it works? First, we need to write simple script. We are not going to write like bash scripting kind of thing. We are not going to deep dive into the bash scripting for now, because there's going to be dedicated sessions for the bash scripting and shell scripting in upcoming sessions. So for instance, these are simple script that perform automated task. Okay, the first part is done, and then second part is we're gonna write very basic, uh, as this is not the official bash scripting videos. There's gonna be separate dedicated video for bash scripting and shell scripting, but still we can perform, uh, or basically we can execute bash script with this cron job. We will deep dive into later, but we're going to use very simple bash scripting for the demonstration purpose, where we're going to use update commands, monitoring commands, and terminating command, installing command kind of things, right? So it might be confusing at the first, so once we get deeper, and then it's going to be easier to understand, right? Okay, hope you're clear with this concept, right? So are there any confusion about these three things? uh, if not, then we can continue to the next part. Are there any questions up to now? No questions, it means no questions. Everything is clear. Hope everything is clear, because there are no any questions. Okay, so let me continue to the first. Let's solve manually, right? Let's try to solve manually, and then we're gonna exactly automate those things, so that it's gonna confirm that how we can automate things, right? Okay, first let's suppose, um, what cd desktop, what this command do. Absolutely, changing directory, right? So if I'm on the A folder or A directory, and if this one or B is the desktop directory, and if I typed cd and then desktop, then I'm gonna jump, or I move into the desktop folder, right? Inside the desktop folder, right? So this is the very simple command. Let's suppose df command, like we learned so many commands, right? So many basic commands, right? So just imagine that's gonna take a lot of time, like performing this kind of simple task. It takes a lot of time, right? Let's suppose you are working as a DevOps engineer, right? You are working as a DevOps engineer, and just imagine there are 100 plus servers, right? And you need to monitor each and every servers in a day, and you need to find out what are the vulnerabilities, what are the problems, which server is taking more time, etc., right? So at that moment, it's not possible to go one by one, right? One by one server, and checks and note it down what the problems are, right? What are the vulnerabilities, or what are the attacks they are facing, or something like that, right? That's why what we can do is we can automate things. How we can automate things? uh, Basically, we must need to use this kind of simple commands to automate things, right? At least we need to be familiar with basic commands to automate all those things. Okay, still you guys do not have proper visualization about the cron job, cron tab. Don't worry about it. We're gonna practically do it, and you will have make sense. Okay, now let me go to the terminal and show you how actual command works. Okay. For example, I open up a terminal. I open up a terminal. Let's make it a little bit larger. Okay. There are so many basic commands. Let's try with some very interesting commands, right? So very interesting commands are like top command, right? What it does, it basically tells all the information about the process ID, right? And then memory consumption, CPU consumption, each and everything, right? Okay. There are other commands like mkdir commands for creating directories, torch command for creating files, and then there are free command, right? It basically tells us all the information about the memory, right? Memory consumptions, what are the total memory consumptions, right? And df, disk free. So it basically tells all the information about the disk, right? And then there are other commands like at top command, which is basically similar to the top command, right? It also tells about the system information, basically, right? RAM consumptions, and then CPU consumption, each and everything, right? The process ID, process ID, CPU memory consumption, etc. Okay, just imagine uh, you need to perform as a DevOps engineer, you need to perform this common task. Let's suppose checking, monitoring, copying files from one location to another locations in a regular basis with just 100 machine, not just one or two machines, right? Just imagine you need to go through with hundreds of machine in a regular basis. Just imagine, right? And that's going to obviously take a lot of time. That's why what we are trying to do, we are trying to automate things, right? How we can automate? There are two things. Either I can create one file, uh, there are two ways, right? What I can do is either I can create one file, basically script file, bash script, right? And then I'm going to write all those things, like I'm going to write this, and then I can make it executable. And then once I execute that file, this particular file, right, it's going to perform something. Run or execute, it's going to perform something. Right? So let me show you the proof with the practical, right? In this practical, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one simple file which is look like this. I'm going to write a bash script, a very simple bash script. The bash script pattern is has exclamation slash bin slash bash. So if you're going to write this line at the beginning of any file, and if you saved this file, if you saved it, let's suppose any name, script for now, .sh. Basically, we are creating bash script, very simple bash script file. The extension must be sh, right? And your line should start with the hash exclamation slash bin slash bash. Then it initiate the bash scripting. And what we can do inside, so we can write, let's suppose, sudo apt update -y, and then uh, echo your installation is done. Your installation is completed, right? Let's try with this 3 lines of code and create a bash script and then run that bash script and see the magic, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, uh, I'm on the desktop folder, right? Any problem up to now? I'm gonna create one simple file, which is with the help of torch. The name of that file, I can create anything, but for now, script.sh, right? I'm creating scripting file with sh, and now if I'm going to press ls, as you can see, script file is ready. But remember one thing: if I'm going to press ll, now here comes the permission and ownership things, right? For example, so what permission this file has given. So can anyone tell me? Can anyone volunteer me? What kind of permissions are given, and what permission is needed to execute this file? Okay. So as I was asking, what permissions are given to this file, right? And I'm getting answers that read and write are given, and you need to add execute permission. Absolutely correct. So why this is correct? Because to execute any file, right, it needs to be it needs to grant the execute permission, but there are no any execute permission given, right? So to do that, first let's complete our scripting part, and then we're gonna make it executable. We're gonna basically adding execute permission to this script so that it's gonna be executable afterwards, and then we can install on it, and we can take the advantages of scripting, right? So first, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open with my Visual Studio. I'm going to write code and then script. So it basically open my VS Code, right? This one. Either you can use any text editor you like, but I'm going to use this one, right? So as I was saying, Bash scripting. Whenever you are writing Bash scripting, so the starting point is going to be hash and then exclamation and then slash without spaces slash bin binary and bash, right? Bash scripting. So the first command that we wanted to perform was to update our machine, right? So update our machine. So just imagine you are working as a DevOps engineer and you want to update your machine in a regular basis. Then obviously it's consume a lot of time, right? So you wrote a script like sudo apt update dash y. So what happens is if you're gonna type y at the last, so it's not gonna ask you to press enter, right? And then we're not gonna upgrade it. Basically, we're gonna echo our message. Then I'm gonna echo, and your system fully updated, right? And then we are done. I'm gonna save it, right? uh, I'm gonna save it. Let's cross check whether everything is inside or not for cat and script. So as we can see here, our bin file is initiated, I mean binary bash scripting file is ready, right? And now it's time to perform some task. So can you share that code with us, please? I'm gonna share every code, so no worries about it. I will share it again. I will share it with the shared folder. Okay, as I was saying, uh, we wrote this simple command to perform basic task, right? So now what I'm gonna do ll again, and as you were saying, this it does not have any permission given, right? So it does not have execute permission given. As you can see here, read and write and read permission is given. So what we are trying to do, how we can change, can anyone volunteer how we can change the permission? um, it has only given a read write permission, right? I want to add something, so how we can do that? Sudo is the one. I'm going to give you the hint. Okay, so look closely. So how we can change the permission? Here comes the permission and ownership of Linux, right? Ch mod. Basically, we are changing mod. Absolutely, we can do that. 777 also works, but we are not going to use 777. It's up to you. If you're writing 777 work 777, that means read for the group, for the owner, for the group, and for the other user. We are basically giving read write permission, read write execute, read write execute, and read write execute, right? So now uh, we just need the execute permission, right? Because execute permission is missing. That's why we're not going to give all the permission to others, but at the same time we're going to give at least execute permission and type. Look at the difference. Now it's a little bit thinner. And then if I'm going to type, let's say if I'm going to give permission, then as you can see, as you can compare, the color has changed, a little bit changed, right? It changed something different. So this is how we can uh, convert, or this is how we can grant permission. As you can see now, look at here, it was blank at that moment after W. So now it's execute permission is given. Execute is permission is given before X, right? Before R, and this is how X is at the last as well, right? So we successfully gave the permission. We successfully gave the execute permission. So now our scripting file is ready. Our script file is ready, right? And then I just want to execute that script, so that it's going to perform all those tasks one by one, one by one, right? These are the uh, basic file commands. These are the basic lines for scripting. We can create multiple lines, like 100 line, 200 lines of scripting, so that it can perform whatever we want to perform, right? So that's how it works. So one last question for you: how we can perform, or how we can execute the executable file? How we can run that file? Can anyone tell me how we can run that? How we can run that file? Any volunteers, please? So how we can run this script file? Now I'm going to run dot slash. Absolutely, the answer is dot slash. So do ls, and I'm going to run this file, because we already had uh, written some lines of code to perform something. And if I'm going to type dot slash and script, then I need to pass the password. And just imagine, now it's starting all those things, right? Did I type sudo apt update manually? I didn't type anything, right? I didn't type like sudo apt update and then echo the masses, right? uh, there are no any echo masses. Let me, your system is uh, Why couldn't see the echo messages? Okay, no worries for now. So it proves that whenever we are writing some file, right, and then uh, creating them or making them executable, and finally, if we are, let's suppose, running that file, it's going to perform each and everything, right? So these are basically the bash scripting. So we need to run this kind of bash scripting whenever we are writing. Let's say whenever we are completing all those script writing script, and then we need to run that, right? Now, here comes the cron job, right? As I was saying, the difference between cron job and bash scripting are both are for the automation, right? Both performs the automation, but cron jobs are basically time based. Remember one thing, these are time based. So, how we can define time, we need to understand first, right? First, we need to understand when to schedule and what to schedule. So once you are conform and once you are 100% sure that I'm going to schedule this kind of task, and then I'm going to schedule this task in this particular time, then it's going to be absolutely amazing, right? And that's how cron job works. uh, does it make sense? Make sense up to now? Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay. One last theory, bear with me. One last theory about the cron job, and then we're gonna jump into the how we can perform the actual cron job. So once you master the cron job, remember one thing: you will have better chance to get a job, right? As a DevOps engineer or system admin, and it's quite easy, right? So hope you are clear what exactly time based and what exactly the bash scripting file. Let's try to understand. Let me remove all those things, these things. Okay, as we are learning cron jobs or cron tab, so first let me go to the terminal, right? And I'm going to show you one really interesting thing. So if I'm going to type cat, right? Cat is basically used for displaying something or basically seeing what's inside, right? Etc. It's basically the configuration file. And cron tab, what did I say about the cron tab? What exactly cron tab is? Cron tab is basically the configuration file. And did you remember one thing or not? Everything inside the etc directory are basically the configuration file. So it's relevant, right? So we were learning all those things like etc boot and then media file, mount file, each and everything, right? These are these are extremely relevant when it comes to practical, right? So that's why what we're trying to see the pattern of cron tab. Cron tab means, as you can see, the configuration file. If you're still confused, cron tab is configuration file. So we are trying to see what kind of what exactly the mechanism of cron tab. So let's try let's see with that file. Okay, now I'm going to write cat etc slash cron tab. You can try on your own. You can try on your Ubuntu machine. It is by default installed. And then if I'm going to press enter, you're going to see like this, right? You're going to see exactly like this. So I'm going to copy the important part, this part only, right? Now, let me go back to the this one. Okay. This one is a little bit complex, if you couldn't understand. So once you understand, it is quite easy, right? So let's understand. There are five magical stars. Remember one thing, there are five magical stars. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. So these are not, everything has meanings, right? Every streak has meaning, so it makes sense later on. So for now, and okay, as I was saying, five magical stars have some meaning, right? Okay, in this scenario, so the first asterisk basically represents minutes, right? Minutes minutes is basically 0 to 59 minutes, right? So that means minutes, so that means 0 to 59. So if that is 30, that means this is 30th minute. Am I clear? So if I'm saying 59th, so I'm talking about the 59th minute, right? So that's the thing. So it's all about 0 to 59. So what about 0? That means the 60th minute, right? 1 to 59. 59 is 59th minute. And if there is 0, that means which is 60th minute, or which is the next hour, basically, right? Okay. The second thing is hour. Hour. There are 24 hours, right? The 24 hours, which is denoted as 0 to 23. So 23 is equals to 11. Normally we need to divide at, sorry, we need to minus 12. 23 is basically 11 p.m., right? And if it's 0, that means it is noon, exactly 12:00, right? So this is how hour is represented. And the third one is day of the month. So there are 1 to 31. I would like to request you pay your close attention, because it looks simple, but when you are implementing it, it might confuse you. So these are the day of month. These are basically hours, right? So these are basically uh, day of the month. Day of the month. Is it a break time? I don't think so. Let me check. Okay. It's a break time. Absolutely, it's a break time. Okay. Before that, just allow me to 2 more minutes just to explain this one. So 1 to 31 is basically the day of the month, right? And then the fourth one. is month, which is 1 through 12, and the last part, last but not the least, which is basically the day of the week. That means that is denoted with 0 to 6. So 0, 1. That means 1 through 6, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then 0 is basically for the Saturday. So this is how it's structured, right? So five magical asterisks. So try with that command. Go with that terminal. Go on the terminal and type cat /etc. Why etc is because all the configuration files are stored inside the etc, and then type cron tab. As I was saying, cron tab means basically configuration files, right? So cron cron tab cron tab. So once you type this, you're gonna see this kind of fancy things. You're gonna see this kind of things, right? And this is how it works, and it basically gives us all the information about the first asterisk. As you can see here, the minutes and the hour second. The third one is day of the month. Fourth one is month, right? And then the last one is day of the week. So sorry for taking 2 more minutes, but for now let's have a break, and then meanwhile you can try with this one, or you can try it later, and then we're gonna deep dive into how we can schedule in a specific time with this 5 magical asterisks. So see you after 10-minute break, and then um, have a cup of coffee, tea. Okay, so see you after 10 minutes.
This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome back. Okay, as we were talking about the 5 magical asterisk to perform, or basically to perform or to schedule tasks in a time based. Now let's deep dive a little bit more, so that how exactly it works, right? Let me tell you one scenario. If I want to perform, let's see my time, exact my time, and then perform some sort of task with this command. So what we can do, we can first we can write 5 magical asterisk, and the first one is for minutes. Let me Just give me a moment. Okay. So as I was saying, the first magical star is for minute. So let's schedule, or let's see, let's perform one simple task, right? Uh, it is 20, 55, 47 seconds. So let's schedule after 1 or 2 minutes, which is like 20. Let's schedule after 3 minutes, like, or 56, 57, 58. Okay, 20, 58. So first we need to start with minute. So this one is the minute, and this one is basically the hour. So if you guys have any confusion in between, please let me know. The first one is 20. The first one is a minute, which is 58th minute. So what I need to type, I'm going to type 58th here. And then this one is, second one is basically for the hour. This one is basically for the hour. What I'm going to type, so I'm going to type 20. For the third part, this one, right? Day of the month. So day of the month, I don't want to include specific day. For example, there are 31 day, possible 31 days, but I don't want to specifically decide that I'm going to perform this particular task in this particular day, right? So can we do Monday, for example? Absolutely, we can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day, right? But for now, for this specific day of the month, we can do that. First day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, 31st day. But for now, we want to perform, I want to write as it is, because I don't care about the day. It can be any day of that particular month. Am I clear? Any day. Whenever I'm writing asterisk, it is saying like any day. It does not matter what exactly that day is, right? So the fourth one is basically for the month. And also for the month, if I would like to specify, let's say January, February, January, February, March, right? So if I would like to specify, let's suppose January, specifically January, then I need to type 1, right? If I would like to, if I would like to run every February, right? Every February, then I need to type 2. But I want to run this every month. So I don't care whether that January, February. I don't care. That's why I'm gonna type asterisk, because that's gonna run every month. Because asterisk means every, or other, or what we need to do, we need to specify the numbers, or we need to type asterisk, because once we are writing asterisk, that's going to repeat every month. It does not matter whether that is January, February, March. It's going to repeat every day of the month. It means it's going to repeat every day. So that's why we're going to write asterisk. Now, day of the week. So there are 7 days, 1 through 6: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 6 is basically the Friday, right? But we don't care about the date either, right? We don't care about the day. So I'm going to write asterisk, because what I want to do, I want to perform something that's going to repeat every day, but at this specific time. So I don't care about the day, I don't care about the month, I don't care about the day of the week, what the day is. Okay, so we have got the questions in between. If we want 5 days, uh, if we want 5 days, then it's gonna be 5 day or fifth day. What do you mean that fifth day or okay? Now let me complete with this task, this schedule. Basically, this is this cron jobs. Then it's gonna be clear to automate the remaining task. Okay. So what exactly it does? So I'm gonna perform. It is 2021 now. That's why I'm gonna change. Okay. If you'd like to perform Monday through Friday, then there are range. So we need to perform range. For example, uh, 0 through 6. If you're gonna type 0 through 6, that means it means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 7 days a week. For example, if I would like to perform those Monday through Sunday is 1 and Monday is 2, then 2 to 6. We need to type 2 to 6 instead of day of the month is going to be asterisk, and month is going to be asterisk. And for this, I'm gonna go with 2 to 6. That means it's gonna only perform from Monday through Friday, right? Every 20th, sorry, 21st, or every 21:58, which is for my time 9:58 p.m. Evening, right? So which is basically January, which is Sunday evening. You guys have morning, Sunday morning, so it's amazing, right? So you guys have morning, but I have evening, which is 9 and 9 2, right? So which is 9, 21 is basically 9. And what I'm gonna do, uh, I'm gonna make it 5, let's say. So what 5 represents? 5 basically represents the minute, and this is basically 21 is 9, and I'm going to perform some sort of task. I haven't decided what exactly the tasks are, so I'm gonna perform any task. Uh, okay, here we have got another questions. So let me answer that question as well. So 2 is Monday. So as you can see here, day of the week, right? And at the as you can see here, Sunday is equals to 0 or 7, right? So if you're gonna count 0 through 6, just imagine 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 and 6. So 0 is basically the Sunday, right? Or we can write 7. 7 is also okay, right? It's gonna accept. So um, that means this is gonna be 7, 0 or 7 is basically Sunday. No, I made mistake, I guess. 0 is basically Sunday. Yeah, you're right. So 0 is Sunday, Monday. I thought that this one is Saturday. Sorry for the confusion. So this one is Monday, and 2 is Tuesday. As you can see here, look at this. Sunday equals to 0, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and again Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm sorry for that, and thank you for letting me know. Mm, okay, so now it's time to perform something. It's interesting. So for this particular part, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write asterisk. That means I don't care about the day of the week. I just want to perform this two tasks, and I just want to perform something. Let's suppose echo, or what we can do, let's say, mm, very simple task, like what we can do. Let's suppose mkdir. Let's go with mkdir. Mm, to perform that one, let me go through a very simple command so that it's going to be easier to understand. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do mkdir and the name of the file. Very good. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. And this one basically performs cron job, right? And now here's the real command, which is mkdir. So what it does, mkdir basically perform the folder making, or basically it makes the directory, right? So mkdir, at this particular time I want to create folder on where we want to create. So I'm going to create on my desktop. So if I go to the desktop, uh, which command displays the folder? Let's suppose print working directory, right? pwd displays all those directory. So again, go to this one. So where I'm going to create folder, which is home / elon. Basically, home is my home, elon is the username, and then / d capital desktop, and slash the name of the folder that I want to create. For example, test folder, T capital TEST underscore folder. And remember one thing, we need to enclose this one with the quotation mark, double quotation mark, right? With this double quotation mark. This is the simple syntax. First, we specify the cron, or basically cron, right? The pattern. And second thing is cron job. We set entire jobs, what I want to perform and what specific time I want to make directory in this particular locations. The name of the folder is going to be this one, and this is going to be the my location where I want to create folders, right? At this particular time. So let's change the time, which is, let's make it 21 15 for now, because okay. Now here's the twist. Let me ask you one simple question, and then we're gonna go to where we're gonna type, right? So we are confirmed that we can type like this, but where we need to type, like where should we type this kind of script, right? So that's why we need to go, or we need to perform something. First, open up a terminal. This one is really important step. If you had noticed something, let's suppose this one, as I was saying, cron tab, where we're going to write all those cron jobs, basically where we're going to write all those script, right? So we have to open cron tab, right? Don't be confused. Cron tab. Just a moment. Okay. So I need to go Okay, I need to go to the Cron tab, right? So to do that, so there are three things to remember. First, cron tab dash l, one command. Second command is cron tab dash e, right? And then the third command is cron tab. Let me recall this. Cron tab dash r. For instance, we need to remember only three things. Cron tab, I don't know why. Okay, so we need to consider, we need to understand three things. First, if you are creating your cron jobs for the first time, then you need to type cron dash l and then press enter, right? So I already experimented with few commands. That's why I'm saying this. So first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset it from the beginning, reset it, and then I'm going to show you from the scratch so that it's going to be exactly same with your interface and with my interface. So I'm going to type dash r. So if I'm going to type in cron tab dash r, that means it's going to reset each and everything. Okay, so everything is resetted, and then we need to do it from absolute uh, scratch. Okay, so sometimes it may show like no cron tab for Ubuntu or no cron tab for this user or something like that. So let's start with cron tab dash l. So if I'm going to type cron tab dash l and then press enter, it's going to show exactly like this. So sometimes it might show you on your computer, right? Because this is natural. And this is the first step of cron job. Because we haven't set it off any cron jobs, or we haven't created any task or any automated task. That's why it is showing this. So it's not a surprising thing. Now what we need to do, now the process begins. Now the cron job or creating cron jobs uh, is begin. So let me close this one. It's not needed here. This one also. Okay, so as I was saying, there are three commands, right? Three commands need to consider. Number one is cron tab dash e, cron tab dash r to reset each and everything, and cron tab dash l for seeing whether you are using cron tab or not. So now let's create cron tab dash e for starting a cron tab or starting for the first time, right? Let's type cron tab dash e and then press enter. You might need to see this kind of screen, this kind of fancy screen. So this is basically the um, cron tab home screen, right? Am I clear? Cron tab home screen. Am I clear up to now? Okay, great. So I'm going to edit this. We need to edit this file. This is basically the configuration file, right? That is stored inside the etc folder, right? So where our scripting, or basically where our cron job task begins. So if you're still confused, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go it from the beginning. So how I can open a file, basically the cron job or cron tab file, so that I can type all those command over there, and then I can automate things. So what I can do, cron tab dash e to initiate each and everything. So each and everything is commented. That means it has not initiated now. Now it's time to initiate, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna type exactly side by side, so that it's gonna be easier to view. Okay, let me open my favorite eraser. Just a moment. Meanwhile, okay, now it's opening. So as I was saying, this command right here, right? Let me do it from the beginning. So I wanted to do this one. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Okay, let's schedule after some time, which is for the minute. This one is for the minute, right? And this one is for the hour. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna type 20 for the minutes, and 21 for the hour, 21th hour, and we have cron tab. The third is the day of the month. I don't care what the day is, right? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the day of the month as it is, and after that, month, I don't care the month as it is, and the last but not the least, so day of the week, I don't care, right? So what I need to type this, and after that, make a directory mkdir, and then the name of the folder, but inside the quotation mark slash home slash elan, particularly where you want to store your file, desktop, and then the name of your file, sorry, folder name, folder name, and then double quotation mark, and we're done, right? So if you're able to do this command, right, and we're done. So let's write exactly to this cron tab, right? So first we need to type 20. Let me edit this, which is almost 20. That's why I think we will run out of time. That's why I'm gonna type 21 instead of 20. Hope you got my point, right? So that does not make any difference. So 21 is the hour, and then I'm gonna type asterisk, asterisk, and then asterisk, and then I wanna make directory on my working directory, which is home, right? Print working directory. right? That's why either I can copy this, make sure everything is in place, and make sure that you need to type quotation mark, and after desktop you need to type the name of your folder, my new folder, and then quotation mark, and then close out. I'm going to change the time a little bit so that it's going to be let's make it 22, and then save it. Okay, now let's wait for the moment. You can close this, you can see the magic. I haven't done anything. Look at this. Have I created anything? So look at the timing here. So we had set it up the time for 22. So it's 21, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, right? Make it to the right and closely look at the timing. So we had set it up 22, I mean 22nd minute of the hour, right? So now it will be able to create one folder on the desktop with the name my new folder. 56, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 seconds, and done. Look at this. Now I typed one simple thing and it created one folder without just without having any hassle. Okay. Sometimes you might have problems saving this commands on the Vim editor. So if you are seeing exactly same editor like me, then what you can do is first press skip. If you're in this position, skip, 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 ESC, ESC keyword, press skip, skip, right? And then colon, first skip, and then colon. So if you're going to type skip, then you're not going to see anything, then colon, then W, type W, and then Q, and then exclamation. So what WQ exclamation does is W for write, I want to write, Q for quit, I want to first write, and then I want to quit, and then exclamation for the force. So I want to write and then quit, and I just want to force the process. Am I clear? First type, press ESC, ESC, then colon, W, Q, exclamation, enter. Right? This is how we can save and quit. And it will gone, for instance, and it had already created. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change a little bit. I'm going to change, and can anyone volunteer me how I can make every new folder after every single minutes? Every single minutes I want to create new folder, or new file. How I can do that? Any opinion? This command, but the twist is I want to create file or folder every minute. How we can do that? How I can do that? Here's the question. My question was, let's suppose this command is creating every file, I mean the file name, or sorry, folder name, on this specific time, right? This specific time frame. But my question is, I just want to create I just want to create a folder every minute, after every minute. Yes. For example, if it is 26, now if there is 27, I want to create one folder. If there is 28, I want to create another folder. If there is 29, then I'm going to create another folder. 0 through 59, 21, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. 0 through 9, 21. We got the answer 0 through 9 and 21 and asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. You are absolutely correct, but you are making it more complicated. Not just complicated, but you're writing extra bit of information. Like it's not that information. So what if I'm gonna type asterisk and then again asterisk and then again asterisk and then again asterisk and then again asterisk? Look, let me define this. So to answer every minute, first writing 0 through 59 is exactly like writing asterisk, right? Some people prefer 0 to 59, right? 0 through 59. So it is like writing asterisk. And when it comes to hour, if you want to print out, or if you want to perform some task every hour, then asterisk, write asterisk. If you want to perform, let's say every week, you don't need to type 0 through 6. If you're writing 0 through 6, there is no any mistake. But why writing 0 through 6 where you can write just an asterisk, right? So this is how it works. So let's say let's do with this five magical asterisks, and then see the magic. Okay, I'm gonna go through same processes. We need to go through the same processes, right? I'm gonna comment comment this. Press I for the interactive mode, insert mode, and then go to the front with the arrow key. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go through Vim and then text editor, multiple text editor, and to make your CLI skill faster. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this line and then paste it. I'm gonna paste it. Sorry. Right. Now what I will do, insert mode again, 3, 4, and 5, and now the same process. I want to make a folder with completely different name. This is, I'm gonna write X. Let's suppose folder 1. Okay. Skip, only one time skip, and then colon WQ exclamation enter. I'm gonna move it to right, and then let's see the magic. So I'm gonna delete all those things so that we can wait for at least 1 minute, sorry, and then see the folder is created. And it's keep on creating. It's not gonna stop it anywhere, because we had set it up command, which is like I need to repeat this command every single minute, every single minute, every single minute. That's why it's gonna create folder every time. I mean every single minute. So okay, it's time to watch, like 48 seconds, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Now our folder 1 is created, and it's going to repeat it again and again and again and again, right? So it's not going to stop it. That's how it works. Okay. We still have 6 minutes for the break. Before going to the break, I'm gonna make you practice one two things. Okay, let's try with a little bit advanced topic, not just the topic, but advanced command, which is let's suppose I want to ping, right? I want to ping, and then I want to see, or I want to send all those results to a specific file, right? Isn't it going to be interesting? I want to ping google.com or any other website. Let me make you understand with the so pinging google.com at least 10 times or at least 5 times. What is the common command to ping a Google? It's very simple, like ping dash c for count, like 10 times, and then google.com. That's it, right? But what we're trying to do, we are pinging Google, and then what we will get, let's suppose what we're gonna get, this all those things, we're gonna capture all those data, I mean the packet, and then we're gonna store it to the file so that we can monitor, right? Exit. So to do that, what we can do is we need to perform one simple task. First, obviously, we need to type every single minutes. That's obviously we need to type 5 asterisks, right? Because 5 asterisk is basically every that moment. Every minute is every minute. If you're talking about the hours, then we need to type slash bin, right? Slash ping. Why slash bin? Why slash ping? Because we cannot perform anything without bin packages and without ping packages, right? That's why for pinging or for system related stuff, we need to go with bin. For example, if you want to check, let's suppose uh, top, right? At that moment, you need to type bin binary and then top. If you are finding, let's suppose df, if you are experimenting df, you need to type bin and then df, right? So to perform binary actions or to perform system actions, you must need to type, or we must need to type bin and then ping, and after that dash c, right? C for count. So how many counts count would we like to explore? Let's suppose 5 ping for now, 5 request, and the site is google.com, right? Google.com, and we are not done at, but what we are trying to do, we are trying to create a file, and then we're going to send all those requests to that file, so which is interesting. So double click, sorry, quotation mark, and then the location, which is basically home for now, home slash elon. It's up to you where you want to store, you're free to store. And then desktop, desktop, and then name of the file, for example, ping info.txt, and close the double quotation mark. Now we are done. So it looks messier, it looks fancy at the beginning, but it does not have anything. First part is very simple, 5 asterisk. Second part is bin, because this is the system command. Bin slash ping. Instead of ping, there's going to be df. We're going to practice it later. There's going to be tree. There's going to be free. So these things will be there. Okay. For instance, let me break it down more commands. So after this command, there's going to be C, which is basically going to hit 5 times. So 5 is basically the count. We're going to hit Google target for at least 5 packets. All total, there's going to be 5 packets, right? And another thing is the site is google.com. Very simple. You can choose any site you like. So greater than sign basically append. We already discussed earlier sections. App and the append is basically writing something into a specific file. So we want to basically append all those commands to this particular file, which is on the home, on the elon, on the desktop, and this one is the particular file. And we had closed with the double quotation mark at the end and at the beginning of the addresses. And this greater than sign, double greater than sign are basically used for to append things. So are there any questions up to this point? Please let me know. Any questions up to now? Otherwise, I'm going to perform that one. This one is really interesting. Okay, let's perform this and then let's go to the break. Just a moment, real quick. Just bear with me just a minute. So to do that, Cron -e basically configuration file, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to type this one is also, I'm going to comment this so that it's going to be easier for asterisk, 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 asterisk. Now it's time to type. Let me make it right so that it's going to be easier. Okay, I'm going to type /bin. Why I'm writing /bin? Because we are performing system related code. That's why I need to take permission, or basically I need to execute bin file, bin folder, and then ping command -c number 5, because I want to command, let's suppose 10, and then I want to ping google.com, and then I want to append all those tasks, all those ping requests to the specific file. I want to create file as well. I haven't created it, right? I want to create file, and then I want to append all those things to this particular file. So which file is on the home/elon/desktop? So home elon desktop slash, and I want to create one that particular file, then only I want to append. So I'm going to write ping underscore info. You are free to choose any name you like, and then which is going to be text, and then close. And then if I'm going to press enter, and then if I'm going to save it with the sc w quotation mark wq, and then press enter, now see the magic. I'm going to delete this. See the magic, guys. So I haven't created anything for now. So it's going to automatically create one file. and then it's gonna send all those things. Okay, so just wait for 30 seconds more and then we are done. "46, 47, 48, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and done." Wow. Look at this. Let's see what's inside, right? So you don't need to trust my word, trust my action. Double click on it. As you can see here, the magical thing. Look. All the ping requests are stored inside a particular file. If you are still do not trust me, as you can see the file name ping underscore info, and then we set it up the 10 ping request and to append to a specific file, which is ping underscore info. Okay. See you after break. Still okay. See you after 10 minutes. 000000 10:00 start. Let me pause the recordings.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Here's the last part, and before dive into the other advanced command or other similar commands, so I would like to inform everyone to kindly fill out the survey form that are sent from the Yale Academy support team, most probably. Please fill out the form so that we will have better idea what we need to improve or how we can go further for further future classes. So please do fill the form as soon as possible. So if it's possible, please spare at least 4 or 5 minutes after this session. So we will have like 10-15 minutes. Most probably I'm gonna complete 10 minutes or 10-15 minutes prior to the time. So you'll have time to complete the form if you'd like. So that was the small announcement. Okay, now let's continue with our commands. Hope you get the idea about how second works, how minute works, how specific time works. Keep in mind, uh, these are time bound. So these are basically designed for specific time frame. That's it. That's the difference. Okay. Now it's time to find out similar commands, but in a different fashion. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna type, let's suppose, I'm gonna echo, right? Remove this one. And don't worry about the commands, command line, files. I'm gonna send you each and everything. So now what I'm gonna do, what I'm trying to do, I will create, okay. First, let's try with the add stop command. What it does, add stop command, it basically gives this kind of information, this kind of fancy information, right? So what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna collect all those information of add stop, right? This command, all those things, and basically append to the specific file, right? So let's do this again. Again, I would like to set it for a minute, every minute, I would like to check all those requests, 4 and 5, right? So and after that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to slash bin. Why bin? Because we're accessing binary commands. That's why. At stop, if you haven't installed stop in your machine, first you need make sure that you need to install stop prior to accessing this command, and then type n, then 1. I will explain it. So what exactly dash and dash b means. So let me explain. N is for n1 is one command, b is a separate command. So n1 means dash and dash 1 means it basically iterates every one iterates. This is basically the number of iterates. So number of iterates, that means the repetitions. So every after one request or every after one record, it's gonna repeat that process. So that means if it's gonna repeat all the things from top to bottom, then we can see all the results. So what exactly dash b means? B means for batch mode. Batch mode means once it's gonna solve, or once it's gonna give output of first line, then second line, then third line, and so on. So these are basically the batch mode, right? So that's why we wrote dash n, 1 dash b. Now it's quite simple, just like the previous command. So we need to append. To do that, greater than sign. So I'm gonna make it a little bit with the different. Okay, so append, right? So where I'm gonna append, I'm gonna append to the directory. So I need to type slash home slash elon slash desktop, but at last slash I need to type something. Let's suppose at top underscore info, right? .txt. It does not matter with the name of the file, but the command matters. So let's try with this with the cron tab commands. Similarly, look at this. If you are seeing this file, it's gonna keep on continuing. So I need to stop it. Look at this. It's gonna stop every minute. It's gonna scan and then give us the result. It's gonna append to that file, append to that file. Look at this. This is basically doing his job, right? 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Okay, I need to stop that. To stop that, I need to uncomment this. Otherwise, it's gonna continue each and every time. So okay, the next command is gonna be strict bin, then at stop, then n for iteration, every single iteration, every batch mode, append home desktop at stop, and then press enter if everything goes well. So let's see the magic. I'm gonna remove this one. I'm going to remove this as well. Okay, now let's see. Let's wait for a minute, which is 23 for now, 20, 23, 24, 25, 27. Okay, now it's time to see the magic. So as you can see, the new file, it's going to be created here. I haven't done anything. Yes, now it's created. Let's see what's inside. So if you open this, so it couldn't store anything, right? It was supposed to perform some sort of task, but it couldn't perform. No worries anyway. Let me copy the commands and then. Okay, then let's try with another command, which is one last command, and then I'm going to go to the backup command, how we can back up and how practically this kind of commands are used. So allow me to use one last command, like which is df command and then free command. So let's try with that. So asterisk 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 every minute, 3 to 5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bin, and then I'm going to df the dash h. I want to append home desktop and then info.txt. So let's see what happens. stop info, as you can see, stop info, and now we can see the df.info. And if you dive into that one, inside that particular file, as you can see here, we can see all the things that are written inside the particular file, right? So this is how the this is how cron job works. Now here are some interesting things to remember. Okay, it's question answer time. So are there any questions, guys? Any questions up to now? Go ahead. No questions? Everything is clear up to now? Most probably the answer is yes. I hope, I assume that everything is clear up now. So it's time to perform one very useful command, and then we're done for this session. And then after, I'm gonna explain. I'm not gonna explain. I'm gonna show you one simple thing, and then we are done for this sessions, right? And for the Linux section, for the Linux sections, we are done. This is it for the Linux, right? So we started, and we're gonna summarize. I'm gonna surfacely summarize within a minute or two. So bear with me for 10 minutes now. So that's it, right? So let me allow me to perform one simple thing. So which is really important and which is basically used in so many companies nowadays. So what happens is let's suppose you are working as DevOps engineer, right? Uh, you are a DevOps engineer, right? So your boss asked you to, let's suppose, automate things, right? Your boss asked to automate this particular server, right? Because in an every server, it needs to be backup every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes. Some companies, like some giant companies, like they back up every second, every second of information, right? But your boss ask you to back up this particular server, right? This particular server in a repetitive manner, like every let's suppose Monday, every Monday at 5 p.m., right? You need to back up this server information to this server. Hope it's clear, right? So this to particular this, right? What I need to do, I need to copy or basically backup, right? To this particular location. To this location. So this is basically the practical scenario. And as a DevOps engineer and as a technical guy, obviously you're not gonna like copy all those things and then send it to somewhere else. You're gonna create a script, and where we're gonna create simple simple script like that's gonna mimic that entire backup system, right? So let me perform that one. Okay, so let's create a practical scenario uh, where we're going to create one server, not that hard-coded server, but basically one single file, and then the different locations, and then we're going to copy that particular things in a specific time, and then back up to somewhere else. So very simple, right? So what we're going to do to do that? What might be the correct answer? Can anyone tell what might be the correct answer for this? Every Monday at 5 p.m. I don't care about the month. I don't care about the week, right? But I care about the 5 p.m. and every Monday. So can anyone volunteer me? Can anyone volunteer me? What might be the command? What might be the proper command for this? Just tell me the cron, right? 0, 0, 17, 1, asterisk, asterisk. Anybody else? Those would like to try? Okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down. So the first part is for the minute, right? First part is basically for the minutes. So we are saying every Monday at exactly 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. means exact 5 p.m. So sorry, it was little confusing at the beginning. So 5 p.m. means at exactly 5:00 p.m. means at evening time, right? So that means the minutes should be obviously zero, right? Minutes should be obviously zero. Undoubtedly, it's going to be zero. So after that, there are two parts. Look at here. So the first part is minute is gone. Then second part is the hour. So hour, there's not going to be zero. So the second part is going to be 17. Because why second part is 17? Is because 5 plus 12 is equals to 17. Why? Because if you want to represent evening time, as you can see here, right, which is 12 added, that's going to make it 17. So instead of 0, right, you need to write 17 because we want to execute the command exactly at 5 p.m., right? That's why it needs to be 17 here. So after that third part, uh, they haven't included any day of the month. Did they, have they included? No, obviously not. And they haven't also included the month, right? And but they had included the day of the week, which is basically every Monday, right? So uh, so 0 is equals to Sunday, or 0 or 7, whatever you like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So our main purpose is to find every Monday. So Sunday, Monday equals to 1, right? So instead of writing 17, I'm going to write 1 for the day. Sorry, third is day of the month. So I don't want any day of the month. I don't want any, right? I don't want a month. And but the last thing is, obviously I want this command to run, or this backup needs to be run on every week. So 0 to 7, which is Sunday, Monday, which is going to be Sunday is 0 and Monday is 1. So this concludes the cron job, because every this is going to be every first, that means every Monday, any month, they don't care, any day, they don't care, but the time needs to be exactly, like, it needs to be sharp 5:00 p.m. So 5 is basically 17, and this 0 represents exact 5. Am I clear, guys? Am I clear? So the final answer is going to be 0, 17, asterisk, asterisk, 1. Am I clear? Okay, perfect. Okay. Now just allow me to conclude this session with the with this particular command, I don't think I need to repeat this again and again, right? So I need to type over there, right? So these are absolutely common, just like other commands. But I would like to add one more thing practically, right? First, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do like I'm going to create one file. First, I'm going to create one file here on the desktop. Touch server information. Okay, we have one server information and we want to move or we want to back up this to this particular folder. So which is going to be mkdir backup server. Okay, one we have file, one we have folder, or basically the server. We want to back up this one to this one. So how we can do this? Cron tab, go down. So what I need to do, if that was specific day, so 0, 17, asterisk, asterisk, and then 1. But for now, I'm going to perform it to the every minute for the demonstration purpose. I don't need to do bin. Basically, I can copy or basically backup from home, Elon, desktop, the file name, which is exactly, it needs to be exactly the same. So exactly same like this, right? And then the name of the directory or name of the server where we want to copy, right? So home, Elon, desktop, that's it. And then press enter. Okay, let's see the magic. So as you can see here, it is empty, right? It does not have anything, but it has something on it. As you can see here, so it has something on it. Just wait for a moment. It's gonna automatically copy and paste it here. This one here we can expect. Why it's not copying? Let's check the command again. Every minute. I found the error. .txt is missing, and then we don't need to type anything like this, right? And we're done. Okay, sorry guys, extremely sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, I was muted for some reason mistakenly. Okay, so now why it didn't copy? Okay, wait a second. Got it. Sorry. I need to type the destination location. Look at this. So I was expecting somewhere else, and then I had written something different, right? So I was expecting inside backup server, backup dash server. So that was our problem. Backup back dash up dash server. That's it. Home Elan desktop server information. Okay, got it. Mm, now look at this. Finally, right? This is our backup server, and this is the information. And if you open this, so it's gonna. These are basically the copy, right? So what if I changed here and then save it here? What happens after I change something? Let's suppose for the next day, so it changed something, right? And it's gonna automatically update all those things. Let's suppose it's gonna automatically update and send a backup basically, right? So let's see the magic, because this is basically the original file, this one, right? And what we're trying to do, 58, 59, 60, and it already backed up. So you might be surprised that there's not going to be any new file. So it's going to override, right? As you can see here, this is basically the updated file. So this is how backup are done, right? Okay. Now one last thing, I'm not gonna. I think you guys can follow on your own, right? So what happens is we have a script file, right? We had created one script file earlier. I'm gonna restore all those file, right? And I'm gonna see what's in there. Okay. Sometimes what happens is, let's suppose you wanna update your machine, right, with the Cron jobs, or with the Cron tab. So at that moment, what you can do is very simple. Everything is same, right? Everything is same, but the thing is, asterisk asterisk, if you'd like to, let's suppose, execute command in every minute. But the thing is, if you'd like to execute that particular bash scripting, so home desktop, sorry, Elon slash desktop, and then let me see my code. Just a moment. To execute the bash command. Okay. So where is that terminal? quotation mark, right? Uh, Before that, I'm sorry, we are using bash. That's why we need to type /bin /bash, right? And then home, Elon desktop, this fancy thing, desktop / our script.sh. Very simple, right? So this is how we can execute our bash script through the cron job. For example, you are hired as a DevOps engineer, right? And you want to update, let's suppose this is the server, right? This is a server, and you want to update that machine in a regular basis, like every every fifth day in a week at 10 p.m. or so. So this is how it works, right? You you can write a script, and you can basically run that script with the help of the timer, right? So this concludes our automation with Linux, right? And let me summarize what we had done up to now. We gone through cron job, cron tab, and these are basically for the time-based automation task in Linux, where we can automate our entire task, right? And we experimented with the common commands, and then we started with implementing all those common commands to the cron job, basically cron job, cron tab, right? So it might be confusing, cron job, cron tab. These are very simple. Cron means basically scheduler, right, which is basically time based. Cron job is basically the script that performs specific task. Cron tab basically configuration file, right, which has five magical strings, so which represents time, seconds, minute, hour, day of the month, uh, day of the week, or something like that. And that's it. And our bash scripting can be performed manually, or we can perform with that in a specific time with the cron job, right? So that concludes the Linux part. And most probably Sakti is taking the next session, most probably the networking. So if you guys have any questions, confusion till now, then you're free to ask, right? And I'm gonna stop recording.